unfortunately talking about this.
Come on, if you could take Salah, you would take Salah, right?
I think the drop-off was already there last season.
Let's say, scary front three. Salah or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Seriously? Welcome back, guys, to another episode of True Ball Banter. And today, you're with me, Shashi Wags. I want to
looks.
Oh, please ignore this. I'm just going to hide here. I want to say I have my two arch nemesis with me, but I only have one.
Yeah, he's on MC still.
It's quite a long vacation. But we are back and we're going to talk about, it's the international break. So we're actually going to talk about a big breaking news that happened recently.
Yep.
In this case, Mo Salah, best player in the world.
That's what you say.
Come on. He is, right?
Nope.
Okay, who's your best player then?
Hey, what about Messi and Ronaldo then, bro?
They all are freak of anomalies, bro. They're not players.
Oh, the second class above.
Okay, let's put Messi, Ronaldo out. Who's your third best player of all time?
Maybe Salah.
Serious?
Seriously, because he's the contributions he did was good.
But some would say, he like even Messi, he went to different leagues, right?
Correct.
Salah, technically, even with Egypt, they qualified for World Cup, but he struggled to bring them to the AFCON.
Yeah.
And some would say that the Liverpool team is the one that helped him achieve greatness. Yeah, I didn't intend to start it this way, but you see, I just want to focusing on Salah. But yes, with me I have Fabz. Yep. Introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah, Fabz, United fan for life. Unfortunately, talking about this.
Come on, if you could take Salah, you would take Salah, right?
Yeah, but currently with Salah's form now, yes, I would definitely pick him up to be in any squad, not only United.
His form right now?
No, the current 3 or 4 seasons
okay.
Because if you were to pick him when Liverpool bought him during that season, I think he wasn't that great.
Yeah.
He was not destined to be, what he is now, to be a legend for the club and everything.
Okay, so he is going on a free, and some are criticizing, some Liverpool fans and actually opposition fans are criticizing the Liverpool fans for how they have treated Trent, right? Because Trent has left,
okay.
And he's also left on a free. And in his last season, he played his best football.
Correct.
He won Liverpool the Premier League, some would say, Trent, and then he left. Whereas Salah, he did win Liverpool the Premier League, and this season the drop-off has been crazy. He's even shockingly come out on the mix zone and criticized Slot, and went to the AFCON, didn't win the AFCON, came back, still performance poor, and he's leaving, but then the fans love him for it.
Yep.
So what's up with this double standard? So a lot of fans are questioning Liverpool fans. Is it because you're jealous? Because when it's Trent, it's an issue, but Salah, because he's not one of them, he's considered like a foreigner, it's like, it's okay. But your thoughts from a United fan perspective, outside looking in, is this the same kind of situation where, Trent, why were the fans mad at Trent, but why aren't the fans mad at Salah?
But actually, I really kind of feel baffled because he has contributed a lot to the club, and even Trent also has contributed a lot to the club. He's supposed to be given the same amount of respect that he's given. Maybe because Trent was coming from the youth setup and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they had more beef on him, leaving the club and everything. So I think with Salah, it's a bit more different compared to maybe because he has come through different clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be the possibility.
Yeah, and I repeat this: if Gerrard were to have left, if Carragher were to have left,
yep.
the treatment would be different.
Correct.
Because one of their own kind of stuff. But I'm with this whole debate, I'm not on Trent's side. I totally am not. I'm on Salah's side because he has been, he's Liverpool's third all-time goal scorer.
Yep.
Behind Roger Hunt. There's Ian Rush. That's insane for somebody that's a winger.
Yep.
To be actually that close to the top and having broken so many Premier League records, goals and assists, I think behind only Wayne Rooney in the Premier League. That's insane.
Yep. For
a player of that stature. But there's always a but, right? This season, would it impact his legacy?
Okay. You got to break down his season like 2 or 3 2 parts actually. At the first part, I think he was a bit off because with the new signings coming in and all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure whether is it the way he play does not suit the new players coming in, or is he feels a bit he doesn't feel right to play right to the end, or maybe he made the announcement too late.
Mhm.
If he would have made the announcement probably early in the season, I think the fans would have accepted.
I don't think he was planning to go early in the season. That's the thing. I think he.
But that's kind of weird because remember, through middle of the season, he was talking about his contract and all, right?
That was last season,
Last
and then
season,
he
right,
got
yep.
his contract, which is for 2 years.
Yep.
So why would he say at the beginning of the season he wants to leave, and he just signed his contract?
And then that's the thing. But then suddenly he towards the end of this season he decides to go. So I'm not sure. Maybe he feels this is the right time to go.
Mhm.
And I think contribution wise, I think he already contributed everything to the club already. There's nothing more for him to prove wrong.
Are you happy to see Salah go?
Yeah, to Tom, if he was prime Salah tormenting the United, yes lah.
At Old Trafford? Apparently
Yeah.
he scored quite he's like top 8, I think,
Correct.
goal scorers at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
alone.
so he'll be very motivated to play against United
Yeah.
at Old Trafford, I guess.
But some say, okay, Salah, he's so poor, he can't dribble this season, he's slow and everything. But if you actually look at it, right, if you actually watch Salah play since he joined, he's been the same.
Yep.
His touches are poor sometimes. It bounces off him. But the difference from the previous seasons to this is that the numbers have dropped drastically.
He was clinical, I believe, right?
He'll be like nowhere near man of the match, but he'll
Yep.
get a goal or assist.
Correct.
And that maybe in many ways covered up his the stats said that he actually had a good game.
Yep.
But if you actually watched him play, you'll realize like he's one of the most frustrating players ever, because he will give the ball away, he will make a bad pass.
Correct.
Even this is in his prime time as well,
Yep.
So for me, I feel like, if I was going to pay to watch a player, I would pay to watch like Ronaldinho, right? Messi,
Yep.
because they make football like so
Thick, right?
beautiful and slick. Don't get me wrong, Salah does have his moments, but it's not enough,
Because you see, when Salah was at his best, right, we were talking about the attacking trio of Firmino and also Mane, right? But you look at him, the chances he creates, and Mane and Firmino also covers for him by finishing the chances he creates, and also they do the regular stuffs that Salah sometimes doesn't do, so that makes him away from the radar. And when he does something magical or something,
exactly.
that's where he gets the plaudits,
So in many ways, it's similar to like the Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney era.
Correct. Yes.
Where Ronaldo will get the goal and he'll get the plaudits, but you would see Rooney and Tevez doing everything to facilitate that, right?
Because if you look at Rooney, Ronaldo, and Tevez, you will see Tevez and Ronaldo will be playing on top, Rooney playing on the left-hand side of the midfield always. So he needs to cover Ronaldo's position. So he needs someone who's a free role type of position. So that's where it hurts. But also, if you need that one spark when you're a goal down or what, that's where he comes in. I think now even this season when United, right, you can look at how Cunha plays. Also, Cunha most of the game he's like away, is off. But when he gets the chance, he scores and he makes the club.
And United's
kick,
front three is Cunha, Mbeumo,
and
Sesko. Has to be Sesko now with his goals, right? Do you think they can sort of become that front three?
I don't think so yet. Maybe give them another 2 or 3 more seasons.
Too premature. I don't think so, bro.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's very hard. Even for Liverpool, they say that okay, they had Diaz replacing Mane, and then Nunes came in to replace Firmino, and then Salah is still Salah. This comes once in a lifetime in many ways, right? And even Arsenal
the
had
chemistry,
it.
right?
Yeah, even Arsenal had it with Bergkamp, Henry, and Perez. It's like it's very rare you get that now.
Correct.
Even if they would say Saka, Gyökeres, and Martinelli. It's
Martinelli.
nowhere near the level of Henry, Perez, and Bergkamp. So
when you go back to those times when they had the front two striking, like the Dwight York and the Andy Cole.
yeah.
So those were like, they close their eyes, they know where they were or where the ball is going to be.
So maybe we are moving into an era where that front three is starting to become irrelevant.
Yes.
And it's all about the left backs. I mean, I have to talk about Man City's left back here. Because even with United,
Dogu.
when United played Man City, Dogu, they had Dogu and Shaw, right?
Correct.
And then Man City in the cup final with Arsenal, O'Reilly is in the centre forward
Yes.
position. He had a terrible game against Real Madrid, the one where they lost 3-0
Yep.
in the Champions League. But in the cup final,
He
he
was
is
a different
there.
level, right?
I mean, it's sort of our managers, because usually Pep sets the tone, right? He
Yep.
sets the tone. He does something different, and people be like, hey, you know what? Let's do this too.
And he never realized that. He even said that he didn't expect them to win.
Yeah.
But seriously, bro, Man City is a scam club, bro.
Why?
I think they are running on AI, I guess.
No, Man City won, and I remember waking up. Okay, the result, looking at Arsenal losing to Man City, because Arsenal were favourites, right?
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about Arsenal now, but I have to lah, because I was so happy that Man City won. I mean, I'm not a Man City fan, but I just couldn't stand Arsenal fans waking up and coming alive
At
on
least
social.
give them a chance, lah.
No. The biggest Arsenal fan is Ganesh, who's a fake United fan. So
He
I couldn't stand him.
supports all the club, bro.
Now he's a City fan, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, as we wrap up this Salah segment, right? I mean, we put out a poll in our channel as well, and we were talking about the greatest front threes, and I think majority, about 30 to 40% of you, majority voted Mane, Firmino, and Salah.
Correct.
And it's interesting why that is the most, let's say, scary front three, because if you look at Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo, the MSN, and then Ronaldo, Rooney, and Tevez. You could choose without being biased, who is your even forgetting the ones in the La Liga, if you're talking about Premier League alone, what front three would you say is the best? Putting stats aside or whatever, the one that was you felt like when they played, they confirmed going to win.
Because I'm not being biased, because I've been growing up watching those front three of Ronaldo and Tevez. You give them 3 goals down, also you know that for a fact that when you have 20 minutes remaining, you know for a fact they will come back.
20 minutes plus.
Forget time. Yeah.
But I see what you mean, lah. I mean, there's that Spurs game that Ganesh never forgets, that comeback.
Yep.
And yeah.
What crossed my mind was the Champions League semi-final, if I'm not mistaken, against Arsenal. The counter attack that
At
Rooney,
the Emirates,
Ronaldo,
right?
yes,
Ronaldo free kick, and then that crazy counter attack.
from the corner they counter attack and they scored. That was epic, lah. I tell you seriously.
Yeah, and you have to say, even then they had like I don't know, even Tevez played that game. It's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't play.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you have spoken, you've told us that, Mane, Firmino, and Salah are the best, but it's up for debate, I guess.
But I think in that trio, right, Firmino was the one very he's the one always the laid back type of person, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't mind not scoring and getting the other two getting the spotlight, right? So I think you need to have someone who sacrifices for the team.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that is when Salah joined Liverpool, he asked, Firmino was having the number 11 jersey, and he asked Firmino, can I have the number 11?
Yep.
And Firmino was like, yeah, sure, I'll wear the number 9, you can have it.
Correct.
And very rare you see players like that, because they want to like show that I've been here longer.
Yes.
I deserve
They
the number.
wouldn't want to give their jerseys.
Yeah, and it's very rare that you see a player like that. So I think even in that Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo partnership, you always have to need somebody that is not egoistical or like thinks about the goals. If all of them thought about goals, there's a problem. And I think there was one point where Salah and Mane had a bit of problem, right? Because they both started thinking about goals and they wanted to compete. You always need a bit of balance, and that was frightening, lah. So I mean, the other thing we want to talk about is, of course, if you look at Salah leaving Liverpool, does this mean the times are changing, right? I mean, when Ronaldo left United, it was like a big Nani had to step into his shoes kind of thing. Right now, we have nobody, man. We have literally no one.
What about the young guy? I mean, Rio someone, right?
Rio's on the left.
Oh, I see.
Like for like replacement, we don't have.
Okay.
And it's scary. Even Elliot is in. It's not like a Salah level. He's more of a midfielder. So that is scary.
But is it because Liverpool recruitment didn't anticipate Salah to leave that soon?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Okay.
Nobody would have expected it because he signed a contract for 2 years.
Correct.
He had a stellar season last year, then suddenly comes out. And I mean, as much as I love Salah, right, there's some part of me starts to feel like he's doing this because he doesn't want to tarnish his legacy with Liverpool.
Yes.
He's saying that, okay, I'm leaving. It's like, don't hate me so much. I've done so much for this club. I may have been shit this season, but, hey, when you look at my numbers overall,
Yep.
I wanna end on a high. And if my drop off begins now, I don't want it to tarnish my Liverpool legacy.
But from another perspective, it looks like he's running. I mean, leaving the sinking ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because currently with the Liverpool's form that they have right now, and
Yeah, I mean that's true
Yeah.
actually.
so that's why I think people are having mixed reviews of what he's leaving at this point of time.
What if he wins the Champions League and
Yeah, then there'll be another. The criticism goes back to a different way, lah. I mean, people will start praising him
yeah.
for doing his best for the last season.
What do you think? What will Liverpool do this season? Because they have the FA Cup,
Yep.
they have the Champions League, which is an impossible task, and then they have the Premier League.
Premier League, I think no, lah.
The Premier League top 5, bro. The top 5, bro.
Yeah, I think Liverpool in the past, when Steven Gerrard was his last season, they did all the best they can to try to get him to win the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this season, I think he's already won everything. But the motivation is if the players are in sync, they will probably let him go on a high, meaning try to win a cup competition.
Yeah, I think the FA Cup seems to be the most
Correct.
realistic. Because if you ask me, the Liverpool squad right now, their belief in the Champions League, can they actually win it, right?
Correct.
If I put myself in the Liverpool dressing room, I don't think so. I will be the one that says like, hey, I look around me, I got the players, I think we can do it. Because if we somehow miraculously beat PSG, we have Bayern Munich or Real Madrid.
But you guys have the squad capable of challenging the European teams. But
Really?
the problem is the understanding.
Mhm.
Like I said in the previous episode, why does the club does not want to listen on Arne Slot's decisions when in the first season everything he said they just follow and they won the league.
Yeah,
That should create some credibility on him, right?
exactly. I mean, we don't know what has drastically gone wrong.
Correct.
The one that's very obvious is that we have spoken about is that last season was Klopp's team, this season is his team, and so forth. But you can see that even last season feels like if you analyze it properly, we were lucky, we were lucky to have won the Premier League because we didn't win it with that intensity that Klopp had created.
No, you guys were unbeatable in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
But then the spark went
March,
off in
April,
the second.
May, we
You were
drop off.
just pushing through to the end of the season like that. So there's something wrong somewhere. But I don't know. Luckily, you guys pulled through to win the league, so you make it a successful season. But I think the drop off was already there last season.
It was always in the back burners.
Yeah. But will you guys go for a world class player?
I don't know, because if we lose Salah, we have £350,000 in wages to
Yeah, correct.
to off for
You
somebody
guys must be
else.
wondering if Mbemo was still a.
Mbemo is not Liverpool level.
Yeah, but he was like the understudy to Salah, right? Almost similar position play. He
Yeah.
stretches the defense. Hey, come on, bro, admit
No,
lah.
no, I cannot admit. Bro. I think my comment on his tummy has come back to haunt me. But even Saka, if I look at his the crazy thing about this season is Mo Salah has already got 10 goals and 9 assists.
Yeah.
That's 19 goal involvements in X amount of games. That's more than Saka.
Correct.
And Saka is apparently having a good season.
Saka having a good season.
Apparently.
Okay.
Because of course Arsenal at the top, it disguises the fact that, but that shows the standard that you set for yourself lah.
Correct.
That Salah has done, which we applaud and we love. And it's sad that the Premier League is losing that kind of a giant of a player because putting aside Europe, Premier League numbers alone.
Yep.
And if you consider the Premier League one of the toughest leagues, and Salah is not a big size guy, he's more of a messy kind of mold, right? For him to be able to bounce off defenders and
Yep.
produce numbers like that. I remember there's one in his first season against Leicester City. He shrugged off Maguire, the giant Maguire, when Maguire was in Leicester. He spun him and then scored.
Correct.
And that's dedication to the next level, proving Chelsea that they are. No comments.
But give him I would give him a shout out because he was not really a performing player coming to Liverpool, right? Because he was not a good player at Chelsea. At Roma, he was just a mediocre, I would say, player lah. But then when he came here, he really made his name lah. He really made his name from season in, season out. and also with the front three understanding each other very well. It was good. And I don't know, but my question is, will Slot revert his formation or will he still remain the same post Salah?
I
by
don't know.
getting
Maybe
another
it's
new
time
player?
for us to go into a 4-4-2 kind of.
Because looking at the players that you guys bought, they're mostly all like strikers and attacking midfielders, right?
Yeah. Maybe Slot's idea is to go into 4-4-2 with Ekitike and Salah.
Correct.
And Isak, which is
Yep.
it's kind of fun and to think about and exciting. But if you're going to go with two strikers, you know already the midfield has to be super strong.
Correct.
And one striker, of course, has to play the drop-off role,
Which
right?
means McAllister and Southgate like
I
has to
think
take some.
McAllister is a worry, man.
Okay.
The engine in his legs. I mean, we were watching the Brighton game.
Yep.
It was so slow. Brighton must be wondering, wow,
Yeah,
he
it's
got
quite-
his best years, and then I mean, don't get me wrong, McAllister has performed for Liverpool, but now he looks super slow and lethargic, lah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So are you happy that Salah's gonna go or mixed feelings?
No, I mean, I'm happy that his legacy is not going to be tarnished so much.
Okay.
Because if he was to stay and slowly go on the bench like Gerrard in his final season and then leave like that, right? I feel that would be more painful for Liverpool fans. You want to see arguably your greatest player of all time in the club's history, top 3 goal scorer, to end on a high. And Liverpool fans had the same thing with Torres. So we had a love affair with Torres. We wanted him to do well. And Torres technically wasn't the most gifted footballer in terms of a good footballer. He was a good striker.
Yes, it was a good.
But
striker.
he was like, as a footballer, the ball used to bounce off his knees and everything. He was a bit clumsy.
But he was a good finisher, lah.
Yeah, striker wise, big game player. We love that, lah. But I wanted to touch on Salah and why it's worked so well for him at Liverpool, lah. Right? Because if you think about it, even with Egypt also, it hasn't.
Yep.
Does this mean that certain players, right, they join a club and it just makes sense, and it just makes sense for them, like match made in heaven, and
Yep.
they can only, not to say they can only perform in the club, but the club, the fans, the culture, everything about it just fits, and the player is able to perform and
Yep.
thrive. Do you see that being true in the case of Salah, or is it just
I think I can relate Salah with Ryan Giggs, lah. You know Ryan Giggs when he plays for Wales, right? I think as much as he can do with his influence in the team and all, I don't think he can carry the country that much, lah. Because I think it's more than one player, lah. But Salah in his prime, I think he could have carried Egypt. But I think there was not many other players. Maybe there's only one player I think who did, lah, was Cristiano Ronaldo. He really rallied his team and everything, even though when he got carded and he didn't make it to the semi-final or the final, right?
this was
for Euro, I believe.
Euro 2016? He got
Yeah.
injured, I think, in the final.
Yeah, he got injured, so he was pushing his team like a next
He
level
became the
coach.
manager. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Say, behave yourself, Ronaldo.
So besides Ronaldo, I don't think there's other players who can really push, unless you need to have more than one player for your country, lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll take a break, and then when we come back, we will talk about we'll sort of decide where Salah stands in terms of Premier League greatness.
Yep.
Is he above Ryan Giggs, which to me he is, but then 13 Premier League titles. Hello. It's kind of hard to say anything before you say it.
Thank you so much.
Is he better than Gary Neville?
Wow.
Is he better than Jamie Carragher? I
Wow.
mean, appearances wise, it's tough, right? So there is a debate on that. So after this, we will see where Salah ranks in
We'll
terms of
dissect.
Liverpool's all-time 11, and does he get into United's all-time 11?
All right.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys, and we are about to decide whether Mohamed Salah is better than the great Gary Neville.
What a mismatch.
Yes, we were just debating about Salah and, kind of giving our thoughts on his farewell. Hopefully there's no U-turn. And, I mean, if he was to U-turn, of course, we will welcome him back with open arms because Liverpool is a family club.
What if he U-turns and then he make the blunder of a season?
We're not going for the title, bro. It's not,
Next
there's
season,
not going to be a slip or anything. It's very hard for Salah to tarnish his legacy unless he comes out and starts talking about the manager and all that. It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
But coming back to Salah in terms of Premier League greatness, right? I think you kind of know where I see Salah in terms of course, my bias or unbiased nature. For me, of course, I think Thierry Henry, in terms is, if you talk about watching football and being untouchable, Thierry Henry was that for me.
Yes.
And even Drogba, as much as I like him, he didn't play the football like Henry played lah. In
Correct.
terms of dribble, scoring that beautiful goal he scored against Man United, right? That turn and
Yeah.
that's this amazing goal he scored. So that's where I would find it hard to put Salah as the best Premier League player of all time. For me, it is Henry, clear front runner. Second is debatable. I would still want to say Gerrard, but it's very hard because he doesn't have the Premier League medals to back it up. Where are your thoughts? Where does Salah rank for you? Who is ahead of him, and what number would you put Salah?
For a foreign player to grace the Premier League, right? Of course, Salah's contribution is magnificent, but you've touched on Thierry Henry, right? So yes, Henry is one of my top. He's the top of my list, for sure.
Mhm.
Because when he came to Arsenal, he was a more like a winger, right? So Wenger really converted him to an all-out striker. He's actually a modern-day winger in the front three. You say like how we are playing now. So I don't think his position should be questionable with Salah, I guess. But of course, Salah should be in the top 5 at least.
Would he
All-time
be
great.
in your all-time Premier League 11?
Uh,
Because you have to find a position for him also.
you need to find a position for him, yeah, because it depends on the formation you want to play. If it's a rigid 4-4-2, I don't think he can make it. Because he doesn't suit the wing side. The wing,
The traditional winger side.
the traditional try and tested wing. When you
Then-
get the ball and cross the ball. type of
Who is
wingers.
ahead of him in the 4-4-2 formation?
If it's 4-4-2, I would say Beckham crosses well. Much more better than, of course, if you talk about Gary Neville, of course, they both complemented well on the right side.
It's very hard for me to see Beckham as a Premier League great because of he left in many ways. But during the late 90s to early 2000s, yes, I mean, that right side, people don't give Beckham credit in terms of tracking back.
Yes.
But the amount of tracking back Beckham did was actually insane.
He runs a lot actually, up and down the flank. So even Gary Neville also, although a lot of people don't really dispute the way he plays, but he just does his job well. So I think the both of them complements each other very well. All-time great for right side. For United, I don't think there's other players that you can.
If you look at the whole Premier League,
right hand side,
there's not many actually. That you can
not
talk.
many, really not many that you can touch. I think Arsenal also had Pires. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Pires was on the left.
Lundberg.
Lundberg was on the right. Yeah.
Lundberg on the right.
Yeah, I don't think he's a match. Chelsea also, I don't think they had a winger. They had Sean Wright Phillips for a period of time.
Yeah, Sean Wright
but
Phillips
never
for a
really. Left side was Malouda, but even you talk about longevity,
while. No,
Beckham beats them. So if it's a 4-3-3, would Salah make it?
he could be possibly making it in a 4-3-3.
What would be your front three? All-time Premier League 11.
If it's a front three, I would say then front three, Rooney definitely has to be in it.
Ahead of Shearer?
Yeah, I guess so.
Why?
Because Alan Shearer is a clinical finisher. Okay, if you're talking about 4-3-3, right? I think he's not that fluid in the 4-3-3 position.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably 4-4-2, yes. He's the typical goal scorer. Maybe you can put him alongside Salah, and also the left-hand side, I would say Thierry Henry.
So Henry, Rooney, Salah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely a lot of you guys would put Ronaldo into the picture, but Premier League wise, he's actually not an all-time great to be honest because he was just a budding player that time When he came in, he was a very young dude. And
he left in his prime and returned in his prime, right?
Yes, technically yes. And when he left, if he were to stay another 2 or 3 more seasons, then he could be all-time great
But some would say even in that short time, Ronaldo has more Premier League medals than Salah, right? Which is a painful thing.
Yeah,
and Salah has stayed with Liverpool and Salah has played in a top Liverpool team for years, right?
Yep.
You have to say that. And Only Man City has deprived them of more league
Actually, the
titles.
thing with Liverpool is not because not only Salah, it's also because of your previous manager. Oh, I forgot his name again.
Klopp.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp. Because Jurgen Klopp, one thing, he has the players that he has in his disposal, but he didn't win much. That is the Achilles heel, I would say. Because then you see, if you win, then your players will be more recognized.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the problem. You see, when you talk about all-time great, you don't mention Virgil van Dijk a lot because he only won 2 Premier League titles, for example. You can't put him in the same bracket as John Terry or Carvalho or even Vidic, I would say, because there's nothing much to justify because he didn't. People look at the results. That's the problem with
You
Jurgen
have to
Klopp.
win lah. Even if Saliba and Gabriel want to enter
Correct.
this conversation, they have to win titles lah.
Yes,
Yeah, otherwise, it's like sad to say, but it's like a Gerrard situation lah, where you were amazing, but it's hard to compete because winning, ultimately getting over the line, is what defines you.
correct.
Which is sad. It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, that's the thing. So even for Salah, if he was not even considered in all-time great, that is also because of the club not compensating him by winning a lot in the league lah. Because Champions League dominance in the cup competitions, yes, they are good.
But what about individual accolades? Because if you compare Henry and Salah, Salah has 4 golden boots
Okay,
in the Premier League. I think Henry has 2 or 3.
correct.
Salah has won the Champions League with Liverpool. Henry didn't
Yep.
win it with Arsenal. Salah has 2 league titles. Henry, I think 3. I don't know, maybe 3.
About 3, I think.
And if you look at European Cup, Club World Cup, UEFA Super Cup,
Don't forget that Thierry Henry won the World Cup as well. World Cup, Euro.
yeah. But we're talking about Premier League.
Yep.
PFA Player of the Year, Salah has won it 3 times.
Yep. But those times, I think recognition wise, it was not as much as now, right?
Oh, it was the same. PFA Player of the Year was pretty standard.
Okay.
Maybe the Player of the Month thing, I don't know lah. But PFA Player of the Year, to have other players vote you as the best player, and Salah to be voted 3 times as a winger after he was a failure in Chelsea, it's pretty amazing. So, but when you look, if you ask people, if you watch Henry or Salah, everybody will say Henry.
Yes.
Because when you talk about football skill, Henry is superb. He's like in the level of the Cantonas
Yep.
of this world, right? The Cantonas and who else?
Bergkamps and all.
Yeah, there's the silkiness, the touches, right? But Salah is effective,
Yes.
and I don't think we can disregard that as well, because
Correct.
fans go to the stadium to see goals.
Yes.
They don't. Yeah, it's nice to see a skill, but goals is what helps you win, right?
Yep.
So I feel it's a
Very debatable question.
Yeah.
Very debatable.
which one is more important, right? To you, which one it is? Is it goals and assists like Salah brings, or is it flair and skill?
Okay, my question to you is: you remember Henry because of his flair and skills, right? Not by the titles he win, right? So I mean, if you want to talk about legends like down the road 10 to 15 years, you don't remember how many titles that the club win or how many accolades the individual players win. You remember, that day when Henry just spin around the United defense and scored a goal, right? So that was.
But I think if I was an Arsenal fan, maybe I can talk about it like and say which one is more important,
Correct.
Henry, the way he played, or for example like the goals he scored. But if you ask me, what I remember about Liverpool, as much as Suarez was great,
Yep.
stunning player, the skill and the way he terrorized defenders, I appreciate consistency
Yeah.
because it's the hardest thing to do, and Salah has that, and I can count on him even when he's not playing well to score the goals.
Correct. Even to the sense like Henry and Salah, they are both in the same boat, in a sense that Arsenal also don't win that much with Henry
Because of
around.
United.
Yes, dominance, right? So he is also can't. I mean, people don't really consider him that to be because of
Okay.
his accolades, right? So same as Salah. So it's again, I said, if Jurgen Klopp would have won more titles, maybe Salah will be lifted up more higher, and he will be maybe he'll be winning more honours alongside Messi and Ronaldo also.
Okay. So I'm going to do a bit of quick fire. I'm gonna ask you, try to test you to see which one wins over in terms of player comparison lah.
Okay.
Salah being the common denominator here. Okay, so quick fire. Salah or Tevez?
I would say Salah.
Salah or Ronaldo? Premier League Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Seriously? He got beaten in number 2?
No, but still, Ronaldo still. I like the way he played lah.
So
Never
for
say that,
you,
yeah.
you would choose it over the playing style.
Yep.
Okay. Salah or Rooney?
Definitely Rooney, bro.
Bias. Bias. Salah or Giggs?
Gigs lah.
Good choice. United fans gonna. Salah or Scholes?
Oh, definitely Scholes, bro.
Salah or Ferdinand?
Ferdinand? Why he's gonna defend?
No. I mean, if you want Ferdinand as a defender, or you want Salah as a striker, like who would you prefer? Not to win you a game or anything, but if you were to choose, who is, because every position is important.
Oh, if you're talking about the 5-a-side, if your last choice is between Ferdinand or Salah.
Yeah, and if you take Salah, then you don't have Ferdinand as a defender.
Correct.
So Ferdinand or Salah?
Salah for sure.
Wow. Salah or Vidic?
Vidic, bro.
Seriously, you choose Vidic over Ferdinand?
Yeah, you need a solid defender, bro.
My God, you're so inconsistent. I don't understand you. Ferdinand is like considered a Premier League legend.
Yeah, but Vidic is also a no-nonsense defender,
not.
bro.
But he's not considered a Premier League legend.
Yeah, but he's a no-nonsense defender, bro.
Vidic or Van Dijk?
Definitely Vidic, bro.
Bro, it doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense.
I would definitely won't choose Van Dijk.
Ferdinand or Van Dijk?
Ferdinand.
Okay. So, who is in your all-time... I'm so curious now. Who is in your all-time Premier League 11 back four?
Centre-back definitely Rio and Vidic.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Unbiased, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
How can it be?
Why not?
I mean, nobody talks about Vidic anymore.
Yeah, but he formed a solid backline. But you can't pick Ferdinand and Terry also, because they both are more or like similar, bro. Not similar as in defending.
Terry
wise.
is like Vidic, bro.
Yeah.
And he's a ball playing centre back. He will play on the left side.
Okay, maybe not Vidic lah. Maybe Carvalho also would be a good choice lah.
But Carvalho didn't have the longevity.
Yep.
So for me, if
Definitely
you're looking at
Van Dijk, bro.
if you're looking at just for me, Premier League back four, Van Dijk and Terry lah. Van Dijk for aura, and like you talk about strikers, and this is the argument that keeps on being made, where Van Dijk is always criticized because he didn't play in an era with top strikers. Like he didn't play in an era with the Drogbas, with the Torres,
Correct.
and and all that.
You see, that's the point, because when Van Dijk was around, the striking evolved. There's no fun.
But in many ways, some would say it's tougher now. You got inverted fullbacks coming in. You have to take care of inverted wingers coming in.
There you go, centre back going into midfield also.
Yeah, so eras change. You have to deal with what's in front of you. So I feel that's a very unfair thing to say lah. But yeah, putting that aside, and the only reason why I would kind of agree with you with Ferdinand and Vidic is because I think they have the best clean sheet record in the Premier League in terms of partnership games played. And I think people talking about Saliba and Gabriel is ridiculous.
No,
they're
I
nowhere
don't think
near.
we can never compare
They are nowhere near Vidic and Ferdinand, because until Arsenal win the league,
if you win one or two Premier Leagues, then you can talk about it.
Yeah.
If you win this season Premier League, I would say you're a scam, because with all the corners you guys win.
corner kick Premier League lah. So now I put it to you. You can ask me about Salah and a Liverpool player and see which one I choose. So you tell me Salah and, like, for example, Gerrard. So only Liverpool players.
Let me just ask some legends lah.
Okay.
What about Salah and Robbie Fowler?
Salah.
How about Ian Rush?
That's a tough one because I didn't watch Ian Rush play, but I can't argue against Ian Rush numbers, so I have to say Rush.
Okay. How about Steve McManaman?
Salah.
Salah.
But I have to give credit. Steve McManaman, the way he played, he played the game to facilitate Fowler in many ways. And I don't think he was like a winger like Firmino.
Correct.
That means a Firmino playing in a winger role.
But do you think that there are players also compensating Salah's playing style? Like some players are actually do not playing well because they need to sacrifice for Salah.
Give me an example.
Like, okay, example, like when I talk about Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, right? Most of the time, Rooney will be on the left-hand side. He needs to sacrifice his attacking threats. So when Salah plays, does any of the players have sacrificed their traits?
I would say only the midfielders. The midfielders like Szoboszlai have to cover Salah on the right wing to track back, because Salah. He even openly talked about him having a conversation with Slot. Do not sacrifice me defensively, and I will reward you attacking,
right?
And he did. So he backed it up. So I think there is, but it's for the betterment of the team.
How about during Jurgen Klopp's time?
I would say Firmino, it suited him to play that role. It was in his personality.
Okay.
He wasn't dying to sacrifice. Like in many ways, some would argue, Rooney, he sacrificed, but it goes against who he is also. Because he is also a killer and a winner.
Yep.
He wants to get goals too, but he also wants to play football.
Yes.
Mane, on the other hand, you can say, because he was playing the opposite side, he didn't really sacrifice for Salah. He played his game, his side. He did what Salah was doing there, but in many ways he did it better because he tracked back for Robertson.
Yep.
Salah, I don't know. You have the weakest right side defensively with Trent and Salah.
So does Trent and Salah make a perfect foul on the right hand side?
I mean, you have to say numbers wise.
Numbers, yes.
Numbers wise and performances wise and titles wise, yes. There was there's a point in the Premier League where we had 103 points out of 105.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's losing one game or drawing one game?
Drawing one game.
That's 2 seasons of remarkable consistency. So you can't beat that. So as much as people want to criticize Trent defensively or whatever, well, if they are winning titles, winning leagues, winning Champions Leagues, you can't really say anything.
But Trent, one thing, when he plays for Liverpool, he I mean, you cannot talk about his weaknesses. But when he comes to England or when he comes to Real Madrid, I think the flaws is there already.
Yeah.
Because I would say players are built around the team, around him as well.
I do think that's a problem in a player's legacy if they cannot
evolve,
blend in for their national team.
Yep.
Because you look at, there's so many players who were so great for their club. Perfect example, Fowler.
Yep.
But never given a chance really in England. So even Gerrard, you can say in many
Paul
ways.
Scholes is the same.
Yeah. It's very hard. And is it down to the player or down to the manager? It's hard. But if you're a good player, you'll find a way to make it work, right? So before we end, right?
Yep.
I know I've been talking about Salah and ranking him. If you were to rank your top 3 Premier League players of all time, let's say top 5, what are they? In what order? And does Salah make it?
In no particular order.
Come on, start from 5.
Okay, I would say maybe Salah falls at 5.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4 will be Ryan Giggs for longevity. Number 1 is Henry for sure. Number 2 will be definitely because of consistency. I would say for me Andy Cole .
Andy Cole, wow.
Yeah, Andy Cole.
It's an interesting shout.
Yeah, because he's never been getting the thing, and I believe Rooney is number 3 .
Okay, Henry, Cole, Rooney.
Yeah.
Giggs. And Giggs, you have to... We cannot just say about consistency here or longevity. He's the most assists, right?
Most
in the Premier
assists. Yep.
So it's people just think Giggs was there, like longevity, whatever. But he produced as well.
But there's also one record that, not many talk about in Giggs' history, because every season he plays, he scored a goal. Yeah. That's something which I don't see other players doing it.
Yeah, until they are like, when did he retire? 40.
Nearly 40, I think.
Crazy. My top 5, I'd have to say, and well, you're welcome to put it in the chat, in the comment section. Let us know your Premier League top 5. There's no such thing as Salah. Yeah, just telling you now itself. But for me, my top 5, Henry is number 1. I think we both agree that This is what we'll give you, Arsenal fans. Okay, you have Henry as the number 1 all-time great.
That's the original Arsenal, not the free kick Arsenal.
2 for me, because I watched him play, I have to say Rooney lah.
Yep.
For me, number 2 is Rooney, because Rooney was the epitome of football and street football and like whack people, and he was the kind of striker you want in your team.
Yep.
Number 3, I would say Salah. Salah is in my top 3.
Ooh.
Yes. Number 4,
Definitely
number 5.
yeah.
I don't care. I want to put Gerrard in there just for, Gerrard and Carragher. Salah, Gerrard, Carragher, bro. Gary Neville doesn't make my top 10. But in all honesty, jokes aside, I don't think Gary Neville gets the credit as a player.
Yep.
Because of his, maybe even Carragher, because of their mouth now. The way they talk as in punditry.
Even now, Scholes, what do you call
In many ways, right? Their punditry is making them like,
losing their credibility.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
Nicky Butt, I really respect Nicky Butt actually. The way he played. You remember the 2002 World Cup, right? He was one of the best players for England, And look at what he is doing now.
Yeah. This, podcasters, I don't know what's that. Let's just hope we don't become. Good thing is we never played football professionally.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we mind Taman such. Okay, so that with that we are come to the end, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have, if you liked what you see, if you're a Liverpool fan or a United fan, do like, share, and talk about this podcast with your friends. If you think they will enjoy, Liverpool and United banter in the same content itself.
And also comment what would the Liverpool be next season without Salah?
You could just win the league, bro. All right, guys. So see you in the next one.